believe that love is just reciprocated energy between two people, and it just creates the ability to open up and become vulnerable. And I guess like understanding yourself before you're with somebody else makes it a lot easier. But I think it's just mental stability and understanding the situation that you're in. Yeah. So last time we did this, I said yes, but I'm gonna revoke my statement.
Wow.
I'm gonna say no, and only because I read something that said create connections, not attractions. Is that what it was? Remember what I was saying? But anyways, it just said like a connection is something that you can build off of, and an attraction, it just like takes away from who you are. And I just think the situation I was in, it was like more of an attraction situation rather than like wanting to be with that person. I guess just like having that person there. Like in my situation, it was like more of a best friend thing than anything else, and I think I allowed it to exceed my expectations only because I continued to tell myself that it was more than what it was, I guess. But I mean, they also played a key role in that by allowing it to continue and not having that conversation with them, and I guess it was just immature on both of our parts, but it was just like a friendship thing. Like we were together all the time, could tell each other everything, we're always there for each other, but just didn't exceed to anything else. Absolutely. In that situation, I think I just lost who I was only because I was continued to be told who I was supposed to be rather than the person understanding me for who I was. I was told that I wore too much makeup, or they didn't like my hair, or that I needed to lose weight, or I needed to switch up, and I needed to be a boss bitch, and I needed to not be vulnerable. And it was just like I continued to tell myself that that's what I needed to give that person, so I just continued to be somebody that I wasn't. Which in turn hurt myself because I was very mentally unstable in that situation, and was I guess I was like always anxious, and I was always like needing to know what that person was doing, but I guess it was just a gut feeling, and it just so happened that I was right. Considering that he made it seem like we were together for like a year, and then called me and said, hey, I'm kind of talking to this girl, and I kind of want to wife her, so like if you want to meet her, that's fine, like you guys can just be friends. And I'm here like, okay, I thought we were together. But people will get into relationships with who they want to. People will tell you, I'm not ready for a relationship. That's not the case. Anybody can be ready for a relationship. It's just depending on who the person is right in front of them. So yeah. I was also used for my finances. I went broke for that person, just to make sure that they were okay mentally and like financially, and it was to the point where I would give them like the last $20 out of my pocket if that was the case, because I just wanted to make sure they were good, but none of that was ever reciprocated. As much as people thought it was different and thought everything was equal, that was never the case. But yeah. No. I haven't been in like too many relationships or too many like situationships, but like everything that I've been in, like I've been the one that got the negative end of the stick when it ended. Like I was cheated on, I was like told I wasn't good enough, this and that, but it was always like my fault in the end because I wasn't good enough for them. Meanwhile, it was just them who didn't know what they wanted and wasn't ready for what I was giving them, I guess. But personally, I've never done anybody wrong. How did that affect me? I was depressed. Like I would cry every day. I was just like, I just honestly continued to tell myself that I wasn't good enough, but it was just like that person didn't have what I wanted in a relationship. It was just in the moment. I was in love. I loved the idea of being with them all the time. I wanted to be with them, but it was like I was just depressed at all times, and I didn't know who I was, and I was trying to find that, but it just took a very long time to figure that out. I'm honestly just a very different person now. I'm very mentally okay. I think during that time I was just into the idea of being loved rather than loving myself and also loving someone on top of that. I was just expecting them to give me all the love that I didn't give myself. But now I think that I'm very mentally okay. I'm like able to move forward, and I'm okay with being with somebody and like understanding the situation at hand, and like being open and being vulnerable like doesn't scare me as much anymore because I'm okay with who I am. So it's like if someone can't accept that part of me, then I don't want to be with you. But yeah, mentally it like positively changed who I was considering everything that went on. But I guess like in the moment and like for a couple months after, it was shitty, but it changed who I was, and I'm very happy with the person I am now. Yes, and I'm only gonna say yes because I feel like it brought me back to the person who I was by realizing that I was too vulnerable to the idea of being in love, that I just like accepted what was given to me. But I just feel like now everything's changed and I'm just okay with all the situations. But yeah, there's not too much I can say. Love yourself. Love yourself. Yeah. Honestly, just understand your mental health and understand the process of everything going on with you, and it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's like you don't have to be hard all the time. Shit does get better, but just make sure you take the time to understand who you are.